Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
And it's our continuing pleasure to review one Indian movie each week.
We have another Marathi movie in store.
Yes, the 5th Marathi movie for this channel to be exact. And all of the 4 movies that we have seen so far were great.
And this one isn't?
It's a good movie and some of its elements are great, but sometimes there are films that just aren't for you, and this one wasn't really my thing.
Well, okay, let's first make an introduction. Katyar Kaljat Ghusali, which translates to A Dagger Through the Heart, is a 2015 Marathi language movie that was written by Prakash Kapadia and directed by Subodh Bhave. It also stars Subodh Bhave alongside Sachin Pilgaonkar and Shankar Mahadevan. The movie is based on a Sangeet Natak, a musical drama, a form of drama that combines prose as well as poetry in form of songs to convey the story, very similar to musicals.
And the movie pretty much sticks to that formula. The story is about the clash of 2 singers, 2 families, but also 2 gharanas. That is a social organization that links musicians or dancers by lineage or apprenticeship, and more importantly by adherence to a particular musical style.
The 2 big foes in Katyar Kaljat Ghusali are Khan Saheb and Pandit Ji, the 2 greatest singers to ever compete in the yearly royal singing competition. But the latter gets more or less replaced by Sadashiv Guraf, an upcoming singer who kinda balances things out after Panditji loses his voice.
You already said it. There's a yearly singing competition during the Dasara festival, and Khan Saheb and Panditji, who started out as pretty good friends, become enemies. Though the hostility comes solely from the side of Khan Saheb, who is terribly disappointed that he's not able to beat Panditji for 14 years in a row.
Well, sounds like a pretty good reason to be disappointed, I think.
Well, disappointed, okay, but Khan Saheb becomes a madman who wants to outdo everybody.
Come on, let's talk about it. I like this movie, but I can very easily see why people might not be able to connect that much to it. It has a very specific style, especially for someone who isn't that familiar with this culture, but in my mind this is a very special movie. Again, a kind of movie I've never seen before.
It is definitely a special movie, no doubt about that, and I've actually also never seen anything like it. But though I appreciated the extreme showcase of this particular style of music and singing, I wasn't able to completely enjoy it or suck it in. The story is very simple, very basic, and not to say rudimentary, and I didn't find it that captivating. Sure, the singing is impressive, and I will definitely take that away from the film and probably still remember it in years to come, but though the singing is full of life, the overall presentation, the way the film is shot and directed, felt rather stale and not very intriguing.
Well, I agree in some points. It is shot in a very soapy manner. There is not a lot of camera movement, at least none that really stands out. The settings are often the same, probably because of a small budget, and yeah, it's also very long.
Yes, it is.
But it is colorful, we get some fine acting, and if you're able to kinda open your heart for classical Indian music and art in general, because this movie is a love letter to art, you'll become part of something quite extraordinary.
Well, that's a slight overstatement. You make it sound like it's the greatest music movie ever made, but so many parts outside of the musical elements are not that special. But as I've said, the movie's still alright.
Okay, for the record, I would not call it the greatest music movie ever, but I just got sucked into it in a way I haven't thought in the beginning, because the music is something quite unconventional for us, and the way the plot is told, I wasn't sure how I should feel, but I slowly got into the rhythm, and the movie develops a nice flow with time.
It's difficult, because I wished I would have had more fun with this movie, and I wasn't bored or anything. There are many songs in there that I really liked, and some good and intense moments between Khan Saheb and Panditji, but it never came to that point where something just clicks for you, and I definitely don't want to take anything away from people who really adore this film. Like I said, I appreciated it more than I actually liked it. And just for the wild a cappella sing-offs, it was definitely worth seeing.
I completely get it. It is a specific kind of movie, especially for us Westerners. I love the fact that the topic of the movie is music and singing, and that this topic gets bloated to a world-shattering issue, that these people are not able to function without their beloved music.
That is fascinating. We are virtually in Shakespearean territory with this tragic story, which also fits the articulated acting and the stage-like production. We do know how the finale will play out relatively soon, but yeah, I still kind of wanted to see it.
This connection to Shakespeare is pretty interesting because Khan Saheb's mental state and his actions come across like a hybrid of Macbeth, Othello and Hamlet, only he's coming out of it alive. Worn down, but alive.
Interesting point, but I think we don't get enough of Khan Saheb to get a feel for his madness, his rise and fall. It seems that already his first loss to Panditji was enough for him to lose his mind, and because of that I could never fully invest into his story. He's even completely out of the movie for a large part. And all the characters are more or less one-dimensional. Some of them could be right of a Shakespeare play, like the two henchmen of Khan Saheb, but they are a little bit annoying and more unnecessary than helpful.
That's true. There are a few unnecessary things in this movie. That's probably why it is too long too. But in the end, the good guys won, the bad guys got what they deserved, and the message is good too.
It is, so you can have this one. What would we say in German?
Katyar Kaljat Ghusali ist ein sehr besonderer Film, der uns mit viel Musik und vielen Emotionen durch seine Geschichte führt. Er hat ein paar Längen und die Inszenierung ist auch eher konservativ, aber wenn man sich auf ihn einlässt, wird er noch in den Gedanken nachklingen.
I give Katyar Kaljat Ghusali 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.4, but I don't do that.
For me, it's 8 out of 10. It's more like 7.7, but I don't do that either.
तारीख के अवराक पर अब हमारा नाम होगा और ये कटार अब हमारे और हमारे ही पास होगी.
Did you know that Subodh Bhave is actually a very prolific actor?
No?
Well, he starred in 62 movies and Katyar Kaljat Ghusali is his first and only directorial work to date.
Good to know. Are you trying to implement a new section in our reviews? Buddymeister's trivia?
No?
Good to know. Please tell us what you think about Katyar Kaljat Ghusali and hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd simply at The Jimmy Cage.
And hit me up on Twitter at The Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.